Do wonder how they knew there was an outbreak of this virus on this ship, because how did they have a Hanta virus testing kit on this cruise ship? Like, it ain't the flu, it's not COVID, it's not, I don't know, AIDS. We never heard of Hanta virus. And they just go, oh, well, cruise line had tests. And, yeah, someone had it, so we let them all off the cruise ship. You go, cool. Sounds like good planning. It takes like 42 days before you can show symptoms, maybe. Great. That sounds fine. And the thing is, like, I don't know. I don't believe you. I'm sorry. Maybe the virus is real. Maybe it does take that much time. Maybe. Everything that was said about COVID from the beginning was pretty much wrong the entire time. And I know this one existed before. Coincidentally, we started developing an mRNA-based vaccine for it in 2024. Welcome to Loaded Talk. I'm your congressman, the third most popular candidate to ever be. I'm Frank, and along with me, as always...
What's up, planet Earth? I'm Bean.
Today, he is Garbanzo Bean. Due to technical limitations, anybody watching will see a plumper, shorter Garbanzo Bean of a Charlie. Show the people.
Here I am.
Yeah. We got a possessed camera. It's compressing the image. It's like literally squishing it. And we can't make it stop. And I blame Charlie.
I'm only slightly fat.
Yeah. But for today, you're more fat. Today you are rotund. You're just like short and round. All right. Short, round Charlie Bean. All right. So people are doing things. You know. It's been a busy 2 weeks. We had to take a break because of the Mother's Day. Had to sling some of them flowers, make that money, stack it high to the ceiling. We got a new pandemic in that time. That's fun. The Hanta virus. What do you think of the Hanta virus?
I just remember coronavirus, and I don't want to remember.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I don't care. Oh, no, this one's really deadly. I believe you. I just don't. I'm not going to eat rat poop. That's my plan. And, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Don't go hang out with rats in Argentina. How about that? But also, I don't believe it. It feels like they were kicking the tires. But, hey, let's see if we can kick another one off. And then it's like people are going, And so, like, right now they got like 11 Americans locked up, quarantined. 18. They got 18 U.S. passengers from whatever cruise ship quarantined around Atlanta. All right. Most of them keep testing negative. I do wonder how they knew there was an outbreak of this virus on this ship, because how did they have a Hanta virus testing kit on this cruise ship? Like, it ain't the flu, it's not COVID, it's not, I don't know, AIDS. We never heard of Hanta virus. And they just go, oh, well, cruise line had tests. And, yeah, someone had it, so we let them all off the cruise ship. You go, cool. Sounds like good planning. It takes like 42 days before you can show symptoms, maybe. Great. That sounds fine. And the thing is, like, I don't know. I don't believe you. I'm sorry. Maybe the virus is real. Maybe it does take that much time. Maybe. Everything that was said about COVID from the beginning was pretty much wrong the entire time. And I know this one existed before. Coincidentally, we started developing an mRNA-based vaccine for it in 2024.
How convenient.
I mean, we're just hey, we'll just make this vaccine for it for no real reason, because no one gets it who's not eating rat poop. And it's not the only the Andes strain out of Argentina is even contagious amongst humans. Let's make a vaccine for it with our new mRNA technology. That's our first attempt to save people. Ends up, it gives them myocarditis and pericarditis, and there might be some things about whether they can still pop out kids or not afterwards. Who knows? Time will tell. Lawsuits will not be filed thanks to Operation Warp Speed. And, thank you for your participation. So that's a big one going on. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. What you got anything on this silly thing?
No, I mean, you said it all. Yeah. I did hear that, I think, the military was developing as well, multiple ones, and I'm like, this sounds awfully familiar.
Yeah, sure does. And I'm not participating. And I don't get. And that's the thing. I might end up dying of a real serious disease one day because I am just not participating ever again. I'm not going to do it. And, when it takes me out, I'll go, well, should have listened that time, shouldn't I? That one was on me. I just said something. What were you just saying? Made me think of something else.
Developing multiple, the military.
Yeah, maybe. Whatever. Oh, yeah. I don't think I have it pulled up here. No. I guess Tulsi's looking into our international disease labs that we have in Ukraine and all over the place. I don't know if you recall, but back in the day, she made a big push saying we need to shut these things down and not have them, especially while there's a war going on in Ukraine. We can't have like biological weapons basically just sitting around ready to pop off. And so she was called a propagandist for Russia, and she was called, enemy of America. Now, the head of the whatever CDC or whoever the hell it is in charge of it did testify that there were, in fact, labs that were U.S. labs in like Ukraine and these other places, not that long before Tulsi's comment. But I guess everyone forgot that, and it was just, well, support Ukraine or you're supporting Putin. We got to send all this money there. How else are we going to pay our grandchildren? Or whatever. Ugh. So anyway, so Tulsi's got the keys, and I guess we're going to look into these places, which will be, I don't know. I'd like to say it's going to be good or could be good, but I don't know anymore.
There has been, I believe right when the war started, there was video of investigation of a specific lab, and when they went in, it looked like it had been ransacked. Like it was a abandoned lab, but ransacked.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. What I like best about modifying viruses to be more contagious to humans and possibly more deadly is to also not take control of them very well. Definitely don't protect them. And if we could store them in war-torn Soviet-era nations, that would be good too.
Perfect.
Yeah. Here's a rule, I think. I think we could live by this as a country. I think I can get bipartisan support on this. All right. If we're going to store our valuables, especially if they are valuable weapons or potentially could be weapons, if the country was ever part of the Soviet Union, let's just not store our stuff there. I'm not saying we can't talk to them. They're not nice people. I'm just saying maybe if we got nukes or whatever, biological weapons, chemical weapons, whatever we do or don't have, let's just not store them in the former USSR. That's it. There's lots of places. I bet you Honduras, we could store anything down there for about $5,000 plus gratuity. But imagine like there's just inmates, the overcrowded prison. They sit there all day with their hands behind their head, and they go back and they gotta share a room with like a ticking nuclear bomb. They just have to watch there. Like it's the nightlight all night as it just glows and go, Let's see. It is impossible to take you seriously with your squished little garbanzo self. Okay, so that's one thing. That's one thing that they've thrown at us. Of course, they did finally release all of the clients of Epstein. No, just kidding. They didn't do that. I didn't do that. But hey, Trump's in China. So Trump went to China. Big meeting. Xi Jinping has not been a big fan of this Iran conflict. And he wanted to make sure that we don't think we can stop them from invading Taiwan whenever they decide to do that. And, he wants to Strait of Hormuz open. Trump brought Elon Musk and the heads of a number of companies, mainly, I think, all tech-based. Was it all tech companies? Uh-huh. Yeah, so they all went out there. We'll do your story first, Charlie. Here, one thing that came out of it, because Trump and China, they say, well, we're trying to strengthen the business relationships between our two countries. We're the number one and number two powers, and we don't need to go to war just because of power struggle. Let's work together. We'll just, the waters will raise all boats. Lift all boats. So here's one that Charlie likes. Yeah, I forgot to do I couldn't see behind my wire. Boo. So, China has agreed to buy 200 Boeing jets. Now, Charlie, what do you like so much about this?
Boeing jets are prone to falling apart.
Oh, yeah. That's Trump playing his 4D chess. He goes, hey, I got lovely planes. Make sure all your dignitaries fly this thing. Would it be funny? It's not funny, of course, loss of life and all that. But anyway, a couple of years from now, it's just Chinese people falling out of the sky, just dropping on random houses all around California and stuff. That's how they're going to deliver their new spies. They're just going to let them get sucked out of the Boeing and strap a little parachute. They go, don't worry, we'll make it look like a wreck. Maybe you don't even need parachutes. If there's enough of them, whoever gets on the top of the pile on impact, maybe that person lives, becomes mayor of a town in California. Did you see that? The mayor? Yeah. It's, they'd be spying. Not as much as Israel, but they got spies. So
He's gonna be like, hey, Boeing, just leave more bolts loose.
Yeah, just keep the gaskets off. Deliver them, no gaskets. No gaskets. One of my big concerns, though, bringing U.S. business leaders, tech leaders, knowing that, a big topic will be things about AI, and the future of that and how that'll work. Because China, some people say they got a better AI than we got. Other people go, yeah, it's just kind of nonsense. But what they do have is the ability to centrally plan. And so they're building a whole lot of data centers, and I think they're building 16 nuclear power plants or something like that. And so we're building 0. And then, sure, some data centers here and there. So the idea is, even if it's not quite as good, if you scale it a lot faster, you can handle more. Maybe, maybe China becomes the AI, the tool that so many countries rely on. Because think about how stupid everyone is in politics, But they're also in charge of setting budgets and making decisions. All of them are going to be using ChatGPT or whatever. They're like, hey, tell me how to do this. Or make a budget. And so if they can use China's AI, then China has all the data. And they can make little tweaks too. You know, it's like, hey, the answer is for your missile system. Here's the answer. It's off by 0.0001. But so I'm a little concerned having all these tech leaders over there because it's like, you know, China's saying, oh, we're going to invest all this money in America, all this money. You know, well, hold on. Maybe they don't need to invest in all the companies because it comes with the price. You know, it's not just here's some money and then we want our gains in the end. It's like they're going to get their hooks in and then they're going to want the data. They're going to want all the info. And we've got enough problems with our own government. We don't need to deal with China's government that often. Not for everything that happens on every computer that has a video card, you know. What else you think about this here Trump trip China?
Well, yeah, it was interesting because China banned the import of NVIDIA chips, and then I see the NVIDIA CEO there, and I'm just like, well, that's awkward.
Awkward, or is that him going, hey, open up? As Trump's probably like, my good buddy here would love it if he could sell some of his chips, because that was the thing Trump said. We want to open up, the Chinese market more for American companies. Let American companies sell more stuff in China than they currently do. And did you see that Trump released a list of all of his stock purchases? Mm-hmm. NVIDIA's in there. Mm-hmm. And did you see the thing with Dell? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that time he's like, I don't know, go out, buy Dell. Buy Dell. Why was he saying that? What was Dell doing?
Dell is investing in the Trump accounts.
Oh. Well, that's convenient.
I mean, aside from him buying his own stock, which I think amounted to $5 million worth.
He bought $5 million worth of Dell. Yeah. And then he told everybody, go out and buy Dell. They're a great company.
Of course he did.
It was like, I think, that was a month after he began his, I don't know if you call it a buying spree, but he had like 3 or 4 days of buys with Dell. Anyway, so he was bringing the heads of all the companies he bought stocks in. And I'm sure, he could say, like, these are American companies. Like, met the leaders. They seem like good guys. I'm excited about the future. I bought stock in their company. And you go, okay. All right. I mean, I guess there's nothing technically wrong with that. I mean, I don't know the insider trade. I mean, if you don't talk about anything that's not public, then it's not insider trading, you know?
But if he's influencing deals.
I mean, yeah. And he is.
He's definitely influencing deals.
I mean, he brought them to China. Like, his stocks would be worth so much money if he can pull off some. But that's the problem. That's one of the big problems. Is you go, right, yeah, China goes, come on, in NVIDIA, and they back engineer it, or they find a backdoor flaw or something like that. And then it's like, yes, his stock and anybody that's got stock. And don't get me wrong, my 401k has got plenty of NVIDIA. But yeah, I don't know. Like, it seems you do want leadership to not have their portfolio in their thoughts at all for decision making. And I don't know that we've had that in this country for quite a while. I mean, you would know with your stock tracking systems. What's that thing called again?
Autopilot.
Autopilot, yeah. Are you still autopiloting?
No, I've exited my autopilots temporarily.
Who was the best follow?
Debbie Schultz in for the win.
Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
54%, 52% in like 2-year span.
She's a very savvy investor. Pull up her Wikipedia, see what her profession, other than like politician, is listed as. I'm just curious, like, did she have a career before she's? Hey, sorry, was it? It's her face jumps out at you sometimes, you know. All right, personal life. Queens. University of Florida. Student government, who cares? Lives in Weston, don't care about that either. 7 surgeries for breast cancer, don't care about that either. Has she never had a job? She became an aide to Peter Douche in 1988. 4 terms in the State House. Elected to the Florida State Senate in 2000. She received an award from the Save the Manatee Club. Yeah, she's just been a career.
Oh, she was on the Black Maternal Health Caucus. Nice.
Black Maternal Health Caucus. I'm gonna have to click on that. What does she have to do with Terry Schiavo?
We're gonna stir that up again. I love it.
Yeah, see. Congress Washington publicly accused Bush of hypocrisy for having signed the 1999 bill as governor of Texas that allows healthcare workers to remove life support. Okay. Wonderful. Well, who do you think she supports in the Israel-Palestine conflict, Charlie?
I mean,
Who are we thinking?
I'm gonna just go with. I'm gonna go out on a whim. I'm gonna go with Israel.
On a whim with a limb. Look at the sentence. It just says Wasserman Schultz is a supporter of Israel. With a thing. With a little citation. Yeah, she's never had a real job. Hate crimes. Was that a job? Oh, no. Identity theft. Did she steal it? No. This is electoral history. Yeah, she's never had.
God, she's a jerk.
She's never had a real job. Okay, well, that's where she learned her brilliance, and stock investing is from her previous career as a proponent of gun control legislation.
Makes total sense.
She's a genius. Yeah, all right. Look at this. Ah! She looks like an angry bird. All right. Enough of her. So yeah, Trump's making money over in China. There, or whatever he's doing.
Foreign relations.
He did say like China was just like it was stressed that we want the Strait of Hormuz to be open and not militarized. We do not want anyone to have to pay a toll, and we don't want basically U.S. or any other military cruising around in there. They're like, we've got sneaky things we're trying to do by boat, and we don't want you to watch us. And Trump's like, yeah, no problem. Not that I think we should be able to.
He's like, samesies.
Yeah, right. All right. So, speaking of the Strait of Hormuz, we have not solved that yet. So, this is an article from the Federalist. Let's go to it. Oh, screen. Oh, all right. The Iran war is piling up a list of surprises, which is not the headline I wanted.
Right.
I was hoping it was like, it's going as good as could be expected. Something like that, And, no. Okay. This is Chris Bray, military. We keep learning new things about the war with Iran. The new revelations haven't added up to a clear picture yet, but they suggest the characteristics of a war that's bigger than we've understood it to be. Don't worry, Charlie. It's bigger. It's bigger.
Surprise, 19 more years.
It's more complicated. Do you know how hard it is to install democracy? It takes work. You got to start with the sewage system, obviously. All right. First, over the weekend, the Wall Street Journal reported that the Israeli military built a covert base inside Iraq to support its airstrikes against Iran, and then attacked Iraqi troops who approached the base to investigate.
What?
It's very simple, Charlie. I don't see what they went into a country and they made their own military base in that country without asking permission in order to do a better job of killing people in a third country when they decide to attack them by air. And then at some point, the people of the original said country go, "Is that a military base? What is that?" And they go, "I don't know. Please go check it out. Go check it out." And so they went to check it out. And then, all of a sudden, plop, plop, plop. You go, "Hey, you can't invade our military base. It's my fort. Stay out of my fort." Put a little sign, "No Arabs allowed." Which, believe it or not, they have a lot of those printed in Israel. They're just floating around. Yeah, what do you think of that?
I mean, I'm not surprised about the base I can't even say I'm surprised about any of it, honestly. But you're going to shoot at the people whose country you I'm assuming illegally put a base in.
No humans illegal.
What?
No humans illegal.
No humans illegal.
Go ahead with your hate.
Well, I mean, I just my hate.
Continue, Adolf. Go ahead.
Is Iraq Iraq's or is it somebody else's?
Well, that's an interesting question to ask within America, but yeah, no, but that's the thing. It's a sovereign country, and they go, you know. I speak Arab.
I don't even think I don't want to go off on a tangent here. I don't even think Iraq is a part of Greater Israel.
Oh,
I know parts of Iran are, but
that's an issue. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe Iraq. Oh,
all right.
Oh.
All right. Pull up the map. Oh. Let's see what Greater Israel looks like. Wouldn't it be interesting if their covert base was in a region that is considered the Greater Israel territory? We don't want to read. We need. That looks like a picture.
Okay, well that's that.
During the early.
Wait, you know what? Let me go to. Go back. How do I go back?
There we go. Pictures. We don't need words. Words are for suckers.
Oh my god.
Oh, the big chunk of Iraq. Almost all of Iraq.
God.
Get
so
bigger.
It's not Iran. It's Iraq. I thought it was Iran.
Yeah, big. Iran so far away.
What?
Yeah,
it must be then.
Yeah, well, gonna throw it to the screen here. Well, and you could. Well, I would imagine you would want to set it up near the Iranian border, but I guess maybe down here.
Is it in Kuwait? Please tell me it's in Kuwait.
Well, that's a different country.
Oh,
Iraq tried to take Kuwait.
that's right.
But there is that little nub in there by Kuwait, where they. Let's see, got Saudi Arabia, Jordan. I wonder what would be the easiest path. Yeah, I mean, I guess going through Saudi Arabia, popping up into there. I mean, theoretically, it didn't tell us. Okay, hold on. Let's find out where this covert base was. Ow,
Sorry for the tangent.
no, it is an interesting. I'm going to take this off the screen before we're labeled a hate group, though. But that is.
We love Israel.
We support the war and Netanyahu. And
we accept cash and checks.
Yeah. Crypto. Yeah. The war. You know, the thing that I find the most interesting. We just Google in there, like, where was the covert Israeli base in Iraq? But the thing I think is the best part of the Israel is how they're getting rid of that Gaza problem. And so now that we're getting rid of that Gaza problem, we don't have to worry about those people anymore, you know? So we support them.
Close to Iraq's border with Saudi Arabia.
Oh, crap. Okay, close to Iraq's border with Saudi Arabia. I mean, that's a big border. Yeah, maybe they...
Get more details. What has Iraq said?
We don't like it!
But we don't want to get murdered.
Let's see. On Thursday last week, before the revelations about the covert Israeli base came to light, al-Mahamawadi stated that there is no agreement or consent for any force to be present in this location. But in late March, the Wall Street Journal revealed Baghdad did submit an official protest about suspected covert military action to the U.S. and called any secret operation a violation of Iraqi sovereignty, obviously. U.S. officials said they weren't involved. Speaking to the Turkish news agency, a senior Iraqi security official again denied that Israel had established a secret military base in the desert. Speaking on the condition of anonymity, the official said the report about the secret Israeli military site inside Iraq was false. On Monday, Iraqi forces reiterated no authorized foreign forces were operating their territory. It also makes them look foolish if they said they allowed it. But on Monday, a lawmaker from Badi organization told Iraq's Shafak News that a joint U.S.-Israeli military camp exists in western Iraq. I wonder if that's the way to save face.
Western Iraq, the opposite side. Yep. Western Iraq would be the opposite side.
Huh.
So that wouldn't be it wouldn't be as convenient
Yeah,
to fire missiles into Iran.
Well, it said it was to support it. Yeah, Western Iraq. Right. Yeah, so that would be just closer. Okay, so it'd be... I mean, it'd be in Greater Israel.
Closer, though, yeah.
I mean, the entire Iraqi-Saudi Arabia border is part of Greater Israel. So I don't know what you got to do to support airstrikes. I don't know. Maybe it was an anti... Maybe they had missiles? I don't know. Anyway. Either way, they were there. And yeah. Iraq was subjected to an American deception, and this cannot be considered an intelligence superiority by the Israeli occupation forces or even military progress. Iraq was they're trying to cover their booties by saying we didn't get tricked by Israel, we got tricked by America. And look, guys, they just left. We don't want them coming back in. We all can admit we don't win that war. We lost that war. Okay? America's pretty tough. They tricked us again. Definitely wasn't the Jews. The Jews didn't do it. What else? Tuesday, Iraq's Karbala operation commander told Al Jazeera that an Israeli soldiers group had been located in the Najaf desert in March, but that it did not stay in the region for more than 48 hours. They're just going for a walkabout. Just seeing what the sites were. All right, whatever. So yeah, they were just passing through, checking out Iraq, maybe settling into a home they find out there. Who knows? See how they like it. See how they like it. They might like it. I mean, they were there already. They've always been there. Always. Always been there, Charlie.
Easy, BB. Easy.
Okay, let's get back to the article, okay? Always. Okay. Second, 21 weirdly useful Walmart finds. I hate all these ads. Second, a growing series of reports is... come back to me. A growing series of reports is showing that the war has involved more belligerents than we knew about. Reports over the weekend revealed that the UAE has conducted military strikes inside Iran. So they're on our team. Whoop, whoop. Bombing a refinery in retaliation for Iranian attacks. They were like, when Iran started freaking out, like, I'm going to bomb everybody. They were just like, what the hell did I do? Similar reports followed about the Saudi military striking targets inside Iran. No one in any of these countries will discuss the attacks, declining comments to journalists. How nice must it be to be like a position of power in one of these like Arab kingdoms, you know? Like, will you please answer some questions about, human rights or bombing or killing? No. Why? No. Go. So I just have a couple questions. Okay, give me your address. I'll send some people to your house. So no, it's ends up I'm good.
It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Inshallah, they can make it to you in 5 minutes. All right. Let's see. Finally, and what may be a preview of what a renewed war looks like if a tenuous ceasefire breaks down. How could that possibly happen? The U.S. government website that publishes notices of foreign arms sales shows that recent buying spree in which Iran's neighbors are stocking up on weapons. Significant new disclosures in May show a major arms sale to Qatar, the UAE, Kuwait, and Israel, including the sale of 10,000 Advanced Precision Kill Weapon System 2 all-up-round advanced single variants to Qatar and to Israel, and a smaller number of an air-to-air variant to the UAE. Let's just let it sit there, but it doesn't just say what that means. That system turns unguided rockets into precision weapons, so that the purchase of 10,000 units suggests that the Qataris and Israelis anticipate the near-term need to strike a large list of targets with a high degree of accuracy. Because that way, you make sure you get that girl's school. You don't want to miss it. If you got the playground, it'll just scare them, and then what? President Trump said yesterday the ceasefire in the Iran war was on, quote, life support, like many Iranian schoolgirls. All right. Okay. I beat that dead horse a little bit. The horse was actually a pony at that school, but you're a weak folks. Tip your waitress. All right. So, yeah. What do you think of our surprises we've learned?
Great.
Yeah.
I love all the weapon sales. Fantastic.
It's crazy how that works. It's like these defense contractors. They just make money. It almost doesn't even matter who's fighting. Or the cause, even. They just keep making money, it seems. Anyway. That's neither here nor there. Oh, I saw this post on Twitter. Somebody was like, okay. So you know how we give, like, whatever it is, $3-4 billion in aid to Israel?
Yes.
I like how you always pause. You go, say it. Say it with your chest. And then, say it with your chest. But defenders of the Israeli-American partnership there, they go, well, that's ridiculous because we're not just giving them cash. It has strings attached to it. And so the strings are they have to buy weapons from the U.S. So we're giving them money to support their military that they have to spend back with us. So it's all coming back to us. And you go, yeah, that still sounds like we're just buying weapons and sending them to Israel. But we're paying for them. Taxpayers, but we taxpayers are paying for them. The people making them are getting rich, and Israel gets free weapons. So you can paint that however you want to paint it, but we're giving assets. We're giving $3 billion in assets away, but just with a weird carve out, you know. Go ahead.
And they get to use them without repercussions.
Of course. Self-defense. Self-defense, they have a right to exist, Charlie. Do you not think they have a right to exist? They have a right to exist, Charlie.
Sure. That's about it.
Your short little round garbanzo bean self is just full of hate and vile villainy. Anyway, but I saw somebody posting sort of a defense of this and telling, basically, y'all are stupid. But they said it was it's like venture capitalists for the end of it was interesting. It was like for like constant war or something like that, or constant conflict. And you go, well, hold on. And first of all, I'm pretty sure AI wrote this post. But because the whole thing, I'm like, okay, so this is very pro giving stuff to Israel. And then there's just like one sentence where it was like, and then the next thing was like, defense contractors are like, hey, this is the best thing ever. So then I was like, is this person opposed to it then? And then I read the rest. I was like, oh no, they're very in favor of it. But somehow they missed like we're investing in constant conflict and defense contractors are getting wildly wealthy from it as being a bad thing. They missed that as being a bad thing. I think the military-industrial complex and constant wars is a bad thing. You know? I'm fine with people making profit, making their bombs and their ordinances and coming up with new technology, selling it. That's fine. We can't be led by the nose into a war constantly. Like, there'll be other conflicts. Other people will fight each other. That's the thing. Other people used to fight other people, too. So, like, they could sell bombs there. But at some point, people are like, I don't know. We'll just wait. America's going to fight somebody. Maybe we don't need to fight anybody. And so, like, Europe, they all stop fighting people. And then, like, China, they go,
Sorry.
The COPD relief that's leaving lung doctors surprised. I hate all these ads. They're all so horrible.
I'm sorry. I
You
did not mean to
should be.
interrupt your beautiful rant.
Well, that's the problem with these ads. They're so distracting, you know?
It was out of the corner of my eye.
I saw something moving over here. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to look and get distracted.
I looked. Definitely.
Charlie touched the butt. All right. Well, here's a fun thing. They Congress subpoenaed the CIA officer to come answer some questions, and
I'm sorry I'm losing it right now, but homeboy with his eyes closed is killing me.
his little pursed lips is like, I don't like that. Oh, is that Matt Kibbe in the background? The dude with the beard? I think that is. I think that's Kibbe. That's cool. He's got a very stylish beard and mustache. He stands out. A dapper gentleman. All right. So this is from something. Jack Reed wrote this. Active duty CIA officer James Erdman III testified in front of the Senate Oversight Committee on Wednesday. Oh, excuse me. I'm bored myself. No. Sorry. About the agency obfuscation findings around the origins of the COVID-19 pandemic. In his prepared remarks, he made an explosive detour into the JFK case. He stated that the CIA took back control of 40 boxes of documents that the Office of the DNI was reviewing for declassification under the Trump's executive order. That January 2025 decree ordered the release of records of JFK, MLK, RFK assassinations. Shortly after his testimony, Anna Paulina Luna left the strip club of her employ and bluntly said, return the documents immediately. She doesn't work there still. I mean, probably not. What? She worked there. She got to fight with other strippers. You know her, actually this account, the real Anna Paulina account. I like that it doesn't say Luna in there since it's not her real name. Everybody, she made up the name Luna so she could better appeal to Hispanic voters when she was becoming like the Hispanic correspondent for whatever the hell. Like she's got a German last name, and I think her husband has like a Polish last name. Or it's the other way around. But her name's like Anna Hersdorfer or something like that. Anyway, she's a celebrity. That's what she's going for. Or, as she said to me in my shop, she's the Republican AOC.
Okay.
She said that was her goal when she was running the first time to represent St. Pete. Is to get in Congress to be the Republican AOC.
Really setting the bar high.
Yeah. Anyway, she says, return the documents immediately. JFK was declassified, whatever. But yeah, she blocked me, and I think she blocked me because Candace Owens was in a spat with she ran to represent Baltimore. She was like one of the few like young black women Republicans that was running for Congress. She did not win, but she she's kind of pretty, and so it's like, oh, she's young, she's black, she's pretty, like she's gonna be a star, you know. And I guess I guess she was beefing with Candace a little bit, and so Candace Owens does what she does, and was like, "Oh, look, you used to work at a strip club. Also, maybe use campaign funds to purchase cocaine, which she determined by getting text messages from another stripper at the strip club who was talking to her cocaine dealer. And her cocaine dealer said, yo, guess who slid through the other day? And she, no, I forget the girl's name, Kimberly Clay, I forget. But yeah, she said, oh, was it blah, blah, blah? Like, he's like, yeah, I guess he's working late nights or something. But so there was a whole lawsuit, and I guess they, what's her face, dismissed it or whatever, but it was kind of under a hush-hush agreement as long as something didn't happen. And Candace felt that did happen, so she was like, well, let's just release all the stuff now. And so they were basically in a spat about, like, you were, like, yes, you were a stripper, and you did purchase cocaine. And so in that thread, I may have gone, yeah, Anna Paulina Luna has exited the thread. And I believe that's what got me blocked. If anybody listening doesn't know the story, when she was, I don't know if she was still in the Air Force. I know her husband was still in the Air Force. But there was this kind of notorious strip club outside the base, and everyone has strict orders. Don't go to the strip club. Don't get arrested. Be good. She worked at the strip club, and she will tell you that she was just a waitress at the strip club, which of course makes sense.
What was she serving?
I mean, alcohol, I suppose.
Okay.
At the strip club.
Okay.
But, she did have to file some restraining orders because one time she was working her shift at the strip club, and these other strippers that were her coworkers came in, and they were just like, I don't know, like, hey, that's my man. And she was like, no, it's my man. Y'all gang, stay away. And this kind of very interesting stuff. And I think they were like, oh, yeah, well, we're going to beat your butt. And so she called like the cops and got a restraining order against them and had to write a whole report about it, which of course is public records. And yeah. And I think at some point she said that she started working as the waitress at the strip club because her husband had been deployed and been injured, shot down, or generally, I forget exactly, but maybe shot down or something in Iraq, Afghanistan, something. And something about that necessitated getting more money to do something, though I'm pretty sure when you're injured in war, you don't have to pay for the care you get.
Correct.
I'm pretty sure they kind of do it.
Yep.
But maybe it's, I don't know, I forget. The story's odd. Anyway, she don't like to talk about it. I don't care if you're a stripper.
Waitress.
I'm just saying, even if you're a stripper, I don't care. Like, just own it. Like, it's one of those things like, I'm with the Libertarian Party. This one, I'm not going to say his name, but this one guy, this one guy who has run for some things, who caught a stray when Luna was doing some crazy stuff one time. I think he's homies with oh god, I'm just forgetting his name. Roger Stone, who has Dick Nixon's face tattooed on his back. But Roger, I think this guy was telling me that he was like, she's a witch. She practices witchcraft. I'm like, really? And I couldn't find anything about that. And I looked, but it's just like, it's like, I'm with the Libertarian Party. Like, I know we've got witches. And I know we got strippers. And, if we were a little less autistic, might even have a hooker or two. But that's the thing. Like, I don't care. Like, you can be a stripper. And, like, if you're like, I was just a phase, I just need to get some money, whatever. Okay. Just, just own it. And don't be stuffy. Anyway, I guess back to the topic at hand. That's why I throw it out there sometimes. It's just fun to, because she won't own it. And she goes, I was definitely not a stripper. You go, okay, fine. You definitely didn't make any modifications that are in line with that of Anyway, we'll just move on. We'll move on. She's a strong, independent woman. Let's see. So, yeah, the CIA spokesperson put this on Twitter. Said, the committee acted in bad faith by subpoenaing an agency officer for testimony today without notifying the CIA, despite having already obtained closed-door testimony from the individual previously. The witness testifying today is not appearing as a whistleblower in pursuit of the truth, but instead in response to the subpoena issued by the chairman, Rand Paul. The proceeding amounts to nothing more than dishonest political theater masquerading as a congressional hearing, as the CIA has already assessed COVID-19 most likely originated from a lab leak, and efforts to undermine that conclusion are disingenuous. I don't think they're trying to undermine that as a lab leak. I mean, I don't think Rand Paul is. Okay. The remark about withheld JFK documents came roughly 20 minutes into a 90-minute hearing focused on disclosure of the origins of the COVID-19 pandemic. Erdman had served in a joint duty assignment within the DNI, whatever. The legislative and executive branches will continue to be misinformed if this type of behavior is not addressed, he said. Immediately after the comments about JFK and MK Ultra boxes, MK Ultra, but presumably also referring to the primary subject, blah, blah, blah. Nearly 2,700 files have been released in full under Trump's executive order. As recently as last month, I don't care. Who cares? So maybe there's more documents to come. MK Ultra documents were understood to have been destroyed in 1973 under the orders of outgoing director of the CIA, Richard Helms. The possible existence of never-before-seen documents related to the agency's mind control experiments dating back to the 1950s could put the CIA's bad behavior back on the congressional agenda. The CIA famously said all MK Ultra documents had been released and others were destroyed, so these are allegedly those documents that appear or apparently never existed. Congresswoman Luna told News Nation, but she's Hispanic, so then she went, "Olé!" and stuff.
What's with the pictures, dude? What is with that guy?
That guy looks very unhappy for a guy that, like, he's sitting next to this girl who also looks concerned, like, out of place. She looks out of place. And that she's angry about something, but that dude is definitely going to kill somebody. That guy maybe already has killed somebody today. That's what he's doing right now is he's reliving it. He's like, his heart stopped beating. I watched the life drain out of his eyes. I just wanted to use the urinal. At the end of the allotted 5 minutes during the hearing, Senator Ron Johnson called for a new church committee, referencing the old church committee that investigated the CIA. Chairman, let's see. In his response, contextualizing the challenge of forming a new congressional investigative body, Chairman Paul revealed that for the last 2 years, the CIA has stonewalled his request to access the complete and unredacted final church committee report from 50 years ago. So, yeah, let's start a church committee. We still haven't gotten the report from the last one, 50 years ago. All right. So, that's kind of interesting. This guy shows up. Another fun thing he said was, like, that Fauci did interfere with, like, the assessment of the origins of the virus, of coronavirus. Yeah, shock. We're all so surprised. But yeah, what do you think of that? Whoa, I'm making my hair crazy. My hair's getting too long. Things happen. So what do you think about that? I want to see MK Ultra files. Like JFK, fine. MLK, fine. If there's actually MK Ultra files, that would be fun.
I mean, yeah. Like, to me, this is just a giant, here's my hand via the CIA. You know, if you're mad about this guy coming in and, I mean, somehow it went off on JFK, but it was related to all the documents being scooped up. I mean, you're admitting it without admitting it.
Yeah, I mean, the spokesperson taking like, he is not a whistleblower. He was forced to answer questions. You know, he didn't seem like he was asked that question. He just seemed like he just wanted to get it off his chest. He was like, oh yeah, COVID-19, it's very important to get good information, because if we're not sharing information, kind of like when we took those 40 boxes back about JFK and all that, you go, wait, what? You didn't have to share that. You could have just not mentioned it. So, but yeah, the fact that they're that indignant about this, you just go, yeah, because you're CIA and you're up to no good, and you hate that.
And I do think this is a great example, party aside, I think there are two groups within government that are battling each other right now, and this is showing it right now. Like, this guy is clearly trying to... He's on the good side, I guess you could say. And then the person who's basically discrediting him is on the other side. Yeah.
That is a great face.
Who is like, you know what? We're going with that picture.
Well, they just like, oh, that's a nice shot. He's not making a face right there. And,
but it's just so mad.
let's check out Ron's boy here. Oh, look at that. Imagine seeing that guy come out of a dark alley, Look at his eyes. Look at those circles on his eyes.
That guy's a fixer, dude.
That guy, yeah. As long as the fix is murder.
Like, he's not doing your taxes.
Yes. Yeah, he's not gonna help you get out of that bind of getting arrested by the hooker unless the solution is killing all of the cops with a club. he just has a big shillelagh, just crack, crack. Sorry. Okay, but to what you were saying before I was doing that, it does seem like there are people who want transparent, like they realize that we need transparency. All this keeping everything quiet for the good of us, that doesn't work. It's not like our country is very cohesive right now. Like, trust in government and in the press, all-time low. Division feels like an all-time high. I don't know. Maybe that's an internet thing. Out in the streets, it seems pretty all right. But still, it's like one of those things like, all right, if all this stuff has been done for our own good, shouldn't things have gotten better over the last 50 years in terms of us feeling like we're all one big happy family? Because that ain't happened, No, wrong button. But yeah, so I hope there's enough good people at CIA, FBI, all these places that do push for like positive reforms. I mean, I'm not going to hold my breath, obviously. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, we do need some people to come out and just say these things. Just go, hey, the box is over there, actually. It's full of files. You want to see how they mind-controlled Jack Ruby? Turned him into a lunatic? The MK Ultra stuff is wild. And the fact that, like, we don't know exactly how things worked, right? But, Kennedy assassination, Oswald had whatever role he had. He probably popped off some shots. He definitely was not the only shooter. But he was the fall guy.
The driver.
Driver, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Watch the video.
The driver pulls it, goes like this or something?
Turns around and shoots him while driving. Oh, yeah. Do it.
Okay. I'll watch the video again. What about the grassy knoll shooter and everything else?
Distraction.
Okay. Well, regardless. But so then, like, they go, all right, Jack Ruby. Maybe they just owned the guy because he was a, mafia dude. And so maybe they just owned him. And they're like, hey, go take him out. Lay a hit out. So he did. And now he's in prison. And he's just, whatever he's doing. I'm not talking or whatever. I did it because I love this country and he's a son of a gun, Well, Jolly West, the head scientist of this MK Ultra thing, goes to visit him in prison. And 1 second he's totally normal, and then he leaves the cell, and the guy is like having a total schizophrenic break, just talking crazy stuff, just crazy, like he's totally lost his mind. And so, whatever happened, it's like the Scarecrow in Batman. You know, like maybe other people had some mind control things occurring before then, but whether we could definitely control one's mind, it seems that we could break it. It seems that we could break it back then. And if you have that sort of product and that kind of success, you don't not spend decades further developing it. What? Well, we just stopped? We did not. Well, there's no way we just stopped. You know?
Yeah, like somebody sitting around like, well, we've gotten all this success. We're done.
Like, yeah, it hasn't been totally successful. I mean, we know we can break a man's mind, and we know we can, like, alter his thoughts, but it's not total mind control. Well, better luck next time. Let's work on arming the dolphins. Every time we were at war, we say that the other country has begun arming dolphins, and it is because we do arm dolphins.
We do.
And I don't know.
Have you seen the videos
Of the armed dolphins?
of the armed dolphins disarming themselves by placing the munitions?
No.
I mean, I don't know. I can't
Corroborate.
how real it is.
Yeah.
But you just see like Flipper come in, place it, and leave. It's the best ever.
That's funny. They would be little adorable warriors. But I do worry with them being smart, teaching them to use weapons and military tactics. We're going to lose the seas, Charlie. We're losing the seas. Which is apparently where the aliens are. I don't know. All the alien information, I guess, is getting released now.
Okay. We'll see.
Yeah. Look at all these aliens.
We'll see what it is.
Yeah. We're not going to see anything. That's the thing. Like, you know, obviously, because like Trump put out a tweet or truth, and he's like, all right, it's all about to get released. Final review stages. So y'all have fun. Figure out what the hell it is going on out there. He put hell in there. But you go, okay, clearly this is nothing. Like, whatever's coming out is nothing. There's no way there's some files are about to release. And Trump's like, it definitely shows lizard people, but who knows? Just whatever. Whatever. It's going to be nothing. It's going to be a nothing burger. It's going to be less than the Epstein files. Did you hear about the Simpsons Epstein files thing?
No.
So, Virginia, the victim, who I think was victimized by the British prince, who I believe committed suicide at this point, in testimony, she was asked, if she had seen on like the plane to the island or whatever. And she said that one time she gave a foot massage to Matt Groening of the Simpsons fame, like the creator. And so then people started looking back at some of the Simpsons stuff, and there's this episode where Homer gets kidnapped, and he's on an island, and he's like this like beautiful tropical island, and he's like, there's a bunch of weirdos down here, and like they're all a bunch of rich perverts that control the world on this little tropical island, and so people are like, was that not just a bit? Was that not Simpsons predicting the future? Was that Matt Groening going, I learned something today, and putting it, through Homer and the silliness of the Simpsons? And you go, well, that's interesting. Also, maybe the Simpsons predict everything because he's been part of the cabal that runs the world. He's the original stonecutter himself. We do.
Jesus, we don't have another hour for this. Don't get me going.
If you look at the angles of Maggie's hair and you compare it to the Israeli flag.
Stop it.
All right, let's see if there's something kind of fun to wrap up on. This is fun. So right now there's so they're looking at all these different fraud things right now, which is good. They should. I think a lot of it is just trying to build a platform for JD Vance's presidential run. So like it separates him from the Israel-Iran war, and his duty is the fraud detection. And so, like Medicaid has been a big thing, and they're finding billions or whatever. Of course, we need to be saving trillions, but whatever. And the other thing is, every time we find fraud, and we go, we're going to stop these payments, we just vote to send the payments later. Like the next time there's a spending bill, every Republican, every Democrat, they vote to just send the money back to them again. Because they don't read anything. It's like, I thought it was a big deal that you didn't want to send that money anymore. They go, well, that was done. Just fine, send the money. You go, but the money should be less because of the fraud. Send less money. So anyway, Medicaid, there's been a big thing. There was, that Nick Shirley guy went around doing the daycare thing and the hospice thing. But there's also been a close look at H-1B visas. And this is not necessarily my sort of topic, but there are people that are very passionate about it because people have been sort of manipulating the H-1B visa program, which is supposed to bring the best and the brightest to jobs that Americans aren't taking or whatever. So like, we need advanced computer programmers and we don't have enough of them in America. So I need to bring them from India or China or whatever. And
why did you lead with India?
Because they're all coming from India. I mean, that's where everyone's coming from. But yeah, so ends up that program is not as strenuously tested as other programs. And so it's just not strenuously tested. And so people are getting, they're basically bringing over cheap labor to take American jobs. We can pay this guy less. They're coming over for fake jobs. So this is something people have been turning up, is that there's like these H-1B kind of fraud factory things. And I don't know if you can bill I'm sure you can bill the government maybe for something. But either way, these people come over, they get a visa to work, but the job's not existent. The company's not existent. And so, either they're getting reimbursed or the company is just charging these people, pay me this, I'll get you a good visa, I'll get you here for a while. And so that's kind of being uncovered more and more right now. But on top of just, pay for play visas and getting cheap labor to undercut Americans and, hamper the labor market, during the Biden years, they granted H-1B visa holders access to the FHA and first-time homebuyers club programs, which allowed them to buy houses with anywhere from 0 to 3% down, the rest financed. And so they could just come in and get a home, $0 down or whatever, closing costs, And so that was, let's see, was there a number in here? No. All right. Oh, here the share of percentage of FHA mortgage locks that were non-permanent residents. Yeah, so it peaked at 6% of all mortgages in the country. Of all FHA mortgages in the country, like 6% of them were H-1B visa holders that had the minimum down payment. And so it is like, as silly as it is, as incorrect as it was when they're like, well, illegal aliens, like that's what's driving up housing costs, that's what's driving up rent. You go, I don't think it is, You're telling me 12 Mexicans inside of an apartment's going to make my rent go up? I don't know. But this one is something where you go, all of a sudden you do bring more demand to a market, and they can get the house with no money down. That does affect home prices, there's more buyers, that's higher demand, and their buying power is strong because they don't actually have to have any money to do it. So, yeah, so during the Biden years, they were basically giving out free loans free houses, basically. And the best part about it, I do wonder how many mortgages actually exist. I mean, I'm sure these people want to remain in America, so I'm sure they'll keep up with their mortgage. But if you didn't, you just split. Just go back to the other country and just be like, sorry about that. Never paying you. You know? I mean, the bank would take the house back and all that kind of stuff, but still, you could just, it's a nice out. I don't know what you got on it.
Well, and I don't know if this is just Florida or if this is all around, but if you sell your house and you have an FHA loan and the person buying is also going to get an FHA loan, they assume your interest rate.
Is that right?
Yep. They don't get a new interest rate. They assume whatever interest rate you have.
That's interesting. And I know
if it's less, I believe, as long as it's less, they don't like if you have a horrible, which I don't know why you would have a horrible,
right.
But yeah.
Like interest rates change, and you have a 6%. Now they're giving it 3%.
Right.
The new person could get the 3%.
Yeah.
But the other direction, the person can keep the 3%.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a good deal. Mm-hmm. And like I know that there's been programs designed to encourage immigrants to start a small business or whatever. Like, no property tax or no sales tax or whatever. You know, different states have different things. But there was a thing around Chattanooga for a while where, somebody would get like a convenience store, gas station, and they get X number of years of no whatever tax. And so when that comes up, sell it to their brother, cousin, friend, whatever, and they just keep flipping around. And so like different people would own it and just to avoid taxes, which, go get it. But
wow.
Yeah, so I do wonder if there's a scam that can be done with that FHA rate thing. I don't know. Anyway,
I would just use it as negotiating. If I'm selling it, I know you're gonna get my interest rate because I have an FHA loan. I haven't had a second mortgage yet, and so I'm just gonna be like, you're gonna get a great interest rate. You're gonna pay listing. Thank you.
Yeah, right. My only complaint, my first house was on FHA. I don't think this one is. First house was, and my only complaint was at one point, the rates had dropped and, refinanced down, or I was about to refinance down. But because of whatever, I was like, you know what? I'm going to make this thing a 15-year and get this thing paid. Like, if I reduced it to a 15-year, my payment would go up by like $5 a month, but, more towards principal. And I couldn't do it because FHA loans will not let you refinance if your monthly payment goes up. And I was just like, but it's like $5, guys. And they go, I know, it's just a rule. If your payment goes up at all, you cannot refinance. And so like, I got a cheaper rate, but it stayed at a 30-year, and which I did not like. I was like, but do the math. It's a much better deal. They go, I know, that's just the rule.
You could just make extra payments and turn it into a 15-year.
Shut up. I know, and I did some of that.
Okay, good.
I did do some of that. But it's also just shut up, okay? It's easier when it's structured. But yeah, no, I did some of that. That was the nice thing about the housing crisis is when values tanked, taxes went down, and it was nice. All right, I think we're done with this silliness for the day. What do you got for the good people?
The Grok fact for the day. On this day in 1796, English physician Edward Jenner administered the world's first successful smallpox vaccination to an 8-year-old boy named James Phipps.
Okay. And then Dr. Jenner later went on to change their gender.
As I read it, I was just like, Jenner, great.
Became a horrible driver. Beautiful woman. Horrible driver, but beautiful, brave woman. All right. Follow us on things. Rumbles, YouTubes, Spotify's. I don't know. Find us. Subscribe. Do the alerts. Tell your friends. It's important. Literally, all of our lives are reliant on this. Tell your friends. Watch our things. Send us money, Israel. Send us money. We support you. Whatever your cause. All the causes. We support it. Pay me. Pay me. Bang me!